Hello and welcome to Business News Updates. My name is Musa Christopher. The program is brought to you live from Union Television. And Business News Updates is where we give you the best and the latest updates on the stock market and the foreign exchange market from Monday through to Friday. Coming in Monday for the opening markets, that's the gainers. We have UBA, Access Bank, Chams, Zenith and Ikeja Hotel with an opening of 19.0 to close at 19.15 and a gain of 0.15. For Access, it's 16.45 to gain 16.55 and to close rather at 16.55 and gain 0.1. And for Chams, it is 1.9 to open and to close at 1.60 to gain a total of 0.11. And then for Zenith, we have they open at 33.05 to close at 33.25 to gain 0.25. And then lastly, for Monday stocks gainers, we have Ikeja Hotel to open at 3.15 and to close at 3.45 with a gain of 0.3. And then for Monday stop losers, we have FCMB, we have Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, we have Universal Insurance, J. Paul Gold and Owando. For FCMB, they opened at 6 and they closed at 5.90, leaving them with a loss of 0.1. Also for Chi Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, they opened at 1.15 to close at 1.09 with a loss of minus 0.06. And then thirdly, we have Universal Insurance with an opening of 0.24 to close at 0.23 with a loss of minus 0.01. And then fourthly, we have J. Paul Gold to open at 6.15 and to close at 6.10 with a loss of 0.02. And lastly, for Monday, we have Owando to open at 15.5 and to close at 15.0 with a loss of 0.15. And coming in on Tuesday, we have Fidelity, GT Co, Sterling Bank, UBA and Chams. For Fidelity, we have 8.15 to open, GT Co 35.2 to open, UBA 19.15 to open, Sterling 3.44 to open, and Chams 1.6 to open. And to close in same order, Fidelity, we have 8.30 to close, 36.00, that's for GT Co, UBA to close at 19.90, and Sterling Bank to close at 3.55. And lastly, Chams to close at 1.75 with a gain respectively of 0.15 for Fidelity, 0.8 for GT Co, 0.75 for UBA, 0.11 for Sterling, and lastly 0.15 for Chams. And then we move on to Tuesday's losers, which opens at with Vital Form, I beg your pardon, J. Paul Gold, M Benefit, NGX Group and WAPIC. Vitafoam opened at 23.25 to close at 22.45 with a loss of minus 0.8. J. Paul Gold opened with 0.91 to close at 0.89 with a loss of minus 0.02. M Benefit opened with 0.42 to close at 0.42 with a loss of 0. And then also NGX Group opened at 21.05 to close at 21.00 with a loss of minus 0.08. And then WAPIC opened on Tuesday with 0.65 to close at 0.64 with a loss of minus 0.01. Moving on to Wednesday now, we have Access Bank, Chams, J. Paul Gold, FCMB and FBNH. Access Bank opened at 16.55 to close at 16.85 with a gain of 0.3. Chams opened at 1.75 to close at 1.92 with a gain of 0.17. J. Paul Gold opened on Wednesday with 0.89 to close at 0.90 with a gain of 0.01. FCMB also opened with 6 to close at 6.04 with a gain of 0.04. And lastly, for Wednesday's gains, we have FBNH to open at 15.9 and to close at 16.00 with a gain of 0.1. And then also Wednesday's losers, we have Fidelity Bank, UBA, GT Co, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC and Owando. Fidelity Bank opened on Wednesday with 8.3 to close at 8.25 with a loss of minus 0.05. UBA also opened on Wednesday with 19.9 to close at 18.75 with a loss of minus 1.15. GTCO also opened on Wednesday with 36 to close at 35.55 with a loss of minus 0.45. And Consolidated Hallmark Insurance opened on Wednesday with 1.09 to close at 1.04 with a loss of minus 0.05. And then lastly, for Wednesday's losers, we have Owando to open at 9 and close at 8.06 with a loss of minus 0.4. Moving on to Thursday, now we have, for the top gainers, we have Chams, we have Access Core, we have UBA, we have Owando, and we have Transcorp. Chams open on Thursday with 1.92 to close at 1.99 with a gain of 0.07. Also, Access Core opened with 16.85 to close at 16.95 with a gain of 0.1. Also, UBA opened on Thursday with 18.75 and to close at 18.80 with a gain of 0.05. Owando also was part of the gainers list as mentioned earlier, to open at 8.6 to close at 8.95 with a huge gain of 0.35. And then lastly, on Thursday's gainers, we have Transcorp to open at 6.18 to close at 6.35 with a gain of 0.17. Moving on to Thursday's losers in the stock exchange market, we have ICO Insurance, eTransact, IBTC, M-Benefit, and Consolidated Hallmark Insurance. ICO to open at 0.9 and to close at 0.67 with a loss of minus 0.02. Also, eTransact opened on Thursday with 7.56 to close at 7.02 with a loss of minus 0.54. Also, IBTC opened on Thursday with 70 to close at 67.75 with a loss of minus 2.25. And then also M-Benefit also opened on Wednesday with 0.42 to close at 0.41 with a loss of minus 0.01. And then lastly, for Thursday's losers, we have Cheap PLC, that is Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, to open at 1.04 and to close at 1.02 with a loss of minus 0.02. Moving on to Friday now with our top gainers list, we have Fidelity taking lead to open at 8.1 and to close at 8.25 with a gain of 0.15. Also, we have Zenith Bank taking next to open at 33.1 to close at 33.30 with a gain of 0.2. Also, we have Access Bank taking also the third position on Friday to open at 16.95 and to close at 16.95 with a significant gain of 0. And Gerrigo Power to open at 370 to close at 380 with a gain of 10. And lastly, on Friday stock exchange markets, we have Guarantee Trust Co, GTCO to open at 35 and to close at 35.35 to have a gain of 0.35. And also Friday stock losers, we have Chams to open at 1.99 and to close at 1.90 with a loss of minus 0.09. Also, we have Fidson Healthcare to open at 15 and to close at 14.50 with a loss of minus 0.5. And also we have Sterling Nigeria to open at 3.6 and to close at 3.51 with a loss of minus 0.9. Also, we have FCMB to open on Friday with 6 and close at 5.90 with a loss of minus 0.1. And then lastly for Friday, we have Nigerian Breweries NB to open at 38 and to close at 36.05 with a huge loss of minus 1.95. All right, we'll go on a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we will take you right into foreign exchange. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is still Business News Update. Moving on to Nigeria's foreign exchange, we have the Naira, which is bought at 798 to be sold at 799. Official Central Bank of Nigeria's exchange rate. Also, we have the Naira to pounds. Naira to be bought at 968 per pound to be sold at 969. Also, we have Naira to Euro to be bought at 842 Naira per Euro to be sold at 843 Naira per euro. And then lastly, we have the naira to yen, that is the Chinese currency, to be bought at 5.314, that is 5.314 naira, to be sold at 1 yen. And finally, naira to yen, which is the Chinese currency, to be bought at 5.314, that is 5.314 naira, to be sold at 5.312, which means the naira actually gained significance in that regard. And with that, we come to the end of Business News Update. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Musa Christopher. Join us same time, same station for another episode. Have a wonderful day.